welcome. It is Thursday, June 27th, and Ray and I are live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and it is officially summer, and we are really looking forward to two great auctions this weekend.
And what a beautiful day we have today. Bree and I decided to get out of the office, get some fresh air, and get rejuvenated so that we can accept all your bids this weekend. They're going to be coming in hot and heavy.
Of course, and just like we are outside, you can also bid outside this weekend on your iPhone or your iPad.
Very true. A lot of our bidders, that's how they prefer to bid, at the park, whitewater rafting, mountain biking, they do it all.
On the airplane.
A lot on the airplane. There's a lot of bidders from the airports and airplanes.
That's for sure. So with that being said, we have two auctions. The first one begins this Saturday, June 29th, and it is entitled Gary's Toy Chest. It is our 10th Cyber Toy auction, which is very hard to believe.
That is amazing.
And we then have a Old Toy Soldier auction this Sunday, June 30th. Also begins at 10 a.m. Eastern, and it is entitled On the Battlefield. For both of these, as we stated, you can jump on Live Auctioneers, and you can find both of these catalogs with multiple photos of each lot. And
I'd really like to thank everyone for participating in our auctions. 10 Cyber Toy auctions, 49 Old Toy Soldier auctions, and we really couldn't do it with all those collectors out there. They're the ones that make the whole thing work.
That's for sure.
So thank you.
Thank you. And we are going to get right into the good stuff.
All right, let's start with the best thing.
We're starting with all the lots from Cyber Toy Auctions, and this is lot 395, the Magician.
A very nice Magician bank made by J&E Stevens. You place the coin under his top hat, and you press the lever on the side, and the coin magically disappears into his desk. There's two versions, and we've talked about this bank before, but it comes with yellow flocking or pink flocking on the side. That's sort of, they made it like a carpet on the side of those steps, which you can see sort of on the right-hand photo there. And a lot of people will ask me, how do you tell if this one's original or not? Because the Magician was very often reproduced. It was mainly reproduced by a company named Book of Knowledge, and then later produced by some Chinese and Japanese manufacturers. It's a difficult bank to actually tell which is original or which is not, because there essentially is no definitive way. It all comes down to the texture of the metal. But one thing I have noticed with some of the more recent reproductions, the trim on the stairs going up on this bank, it's painted yellow. It should always be yellow. On one of the reproductions out there that you'll see very often on eBay, it's sort of like a bright green, almost a lime green. If you see that, almost 99% sure it's a reproduction. This is an original example here, very fine condition. Again, probably going to be the top lot in this weekend sale.
Yes, I agree. It's one of my favorite banks. Who doesn't love a magic trick, right?
I all like magic tricks. So, Bree, make it disappear.
I know. I wish we had this one to demonstrate for you because it is really cool. But yeah, so that's lot 395. Next, we're moving on to lot 381, the Patronize the Blind Man Mechanical Bank. And this is actually the first time that we are putting this up for auction in a cyber auction.
Yeah, it's a fairly rare bank. You don't see it too often. And again, yes, first time cyber's been able to offer it. Very fine example, again, all original and good working order.
Yes, and it was circa about 1878. And we have a new segment to introduce to you today.
Very exciting.
I know. So exciting.
Take it away, Bree.
Here we go. So this is called How It Works with Julian, and here he is.
So this is one of only two J&E Stevens banks to incorporate the smaller coin trap. The action of this bank is you place your penny in the man's hands and then pull the lever for the dog to grab it from him and deposit it into the bank. He then snaps back. The action is done by grabbing this knob and just pushing it forward and then letting go for him to return.
Thank you, Julian.
That was very informative.
Yes. So look for more How It Works with Julian in the future. Now this lot is 128. This is the Uncle Sam bust.
Yeah, this is a bank that no one really knows who made it. There really are only two Uncle Sam banks, mechanical banks that were made. One by Shepherd Hardware, which he's standing on a base, and then this is the bust. A very rare bank. This is original, although I should mention on this, you can tell that it's been embellished because of the way the hat is painted. It's painted red, white, and blue, and this paint's very, very old. Old paint that was applied to an original bank. On the original, his hat is always silver, and then he has a red and blue band that goes sort of right around where the hat band would be. So that's one of the things you look at. But again, it's an original bank that's been embellished. Some people would say it actually looks better than an original one because of the bright colors that they used. But a nice addition to your collection if you can pick it up at the right price.
I agree. I think it's a great bank. Even with that being said about the hat, I think that in this case it adds to it.
It does.
And I think it'd be great. We have the 4th of July coming up here,
You
so
need
it's
a
very
4th of
fitting.
July bank for the center of your table.
Yes, it'd
And
be a
what's
great
nice-
centerpiece.
And what's really nice with these kind of banks is, banks in this kind of condition, you can use them, you can handle them. Children come over, you can sort of show them how they work. It's not something that you got to sort of protect behind glass and make sure no one touches.
I agree. So that is our Uncle Sam. Very fitting here. And next we are on to lot 413. This is a Reynolds Toy Santa Claus mechanical bank. And I know that you cannot tell by this photo, but this bank is fairly large. It's definitely pretty much the size of my head. Easily.
Hey, you just supplement Santa for your
Maybe
head.
a little bigger. But as you can see, it was made in 1988. You can see on the back of his backpack there. And it's just it's a neat. I like the scale of this one.
Charlie Reynolds, a longtime member of the Mechanical Bank Club and Still Bank Club, he would produce basically a bank for each club every year. This one was made in 1988. And I don't know if you can see, but on where it shows his pack, those are heads from various banks. So you can see a Magician head, Teddy and the Bear, Tammany, and that's a Creedmoor, and I'm not quite sure who that is in the middle there. But, again, great bank for decorating, fairly inexpensive. We have a number of Reynolds banks in the sale, and they're becoming very popular.
They are.
He no longer produces.
Yeah, so that's a great one. And next we have lot 356. And this one was a unique one. And it is the Dentist Iron Mechanical Bank.
This is different than the original Dentist made by J&E Stevens. This was made by the Dental Manufacturing Company. Dentist Bank, probably the most reproduced bank of all. Reproduced probably by at least 10, maybe 12 different companies. And Dental Manufacturing Company was a company that supplied dental supplies to actual dentists, and they produced this bank, a copy of the original, to give as a giveaway. It's very rare. Again, it's the first time we've ever sold one of these, so you don't see them come up too often. This one has a couple condition issues, but I see more original dentists than I see this bank, so it'll be interesting to see what it finally goes for.
Yeah, I think that this bank on this thin base plate, is really neat. So
Yep.
I love it. I love the look of it. And moving along, we have lot 74. And this is always one of my favorites, but just a Hubley Save for a Rainy Day bank.
No rain today.
No, thank goodness, right?
So we have a lot of still banks. So there's probably almost 200 still banks in this auction. So we just picked a couple to show you. Nice Hubley bank here. Again, cute.
Yeah, it's in good
Good thing
condition.
to decorate with.
And we have, this is a large J&E Stevens cupola. It was lot 487. And I mean, it's in nice condition as well.
They're
for a
beautiful.
cupola.
Yeah, the cupola, Bree and I were just out in Kansas City 2 weeks ago for the Stillbank Collectors Club convention. We saw some fabulous collections, didn't we?
We did. We saw so many awesome
we saw a lot of great collections. There's a lot of great young collectors in that Kansas City area. They're putting together phenomenal collections. And a couple of them, they like to collect cupola banks, and not just in the Kansas City area, but everywhere. And this is sort of one of the trendy fields that I think are getting a lot of attention, are buying as many cupolas with different color variations and different sizes as you possibly can. Because the cupola came in 3 different sizes. There's some variants on that. You could probably have, I bet you close to 150 cupolas, and no 2 of them would be the same. So it's sort of a neat little subfield. In general, they aren't terribly expensive, although they've been going up in value, especially the really minty condition ones. But, it's a lot of fun, and they look great. It looks like a little Victorian village on your shelf.
I was going to say, it's definitely a village on a shelf, if you could say. I think that they look awesome lined up together. And so I recommend collecting them. I think they're really neat. So to start your collection or to add to it. We have this one in the sale. And next, now this is a favorite of a lot of people. We might as well, I wish we had one right now to ride around on. That'd be
It's
pretty
time
cool.
to get out on that Harley.
But this is a Harley Davidson civilian motorcycle made by Hubley.
Yeah, again, Hubley made a lot of motorcycles. There are a number of manufacturers that produce motorcycles, but the Harley's a classic with the original driver here. Again, a couple little condition issues with the wheels, but the integrity of the toy's there. Nice scale to it. I think it's about 6-7 inches long, and just an example of one of the cast iron motorcycles that we have. We also have a lot of cast iron airplanes in the sale too.
Yeah, it's about 8.5 inches.
Oh, eight,
but you were
even very close. Yeah.
That's a little bigger, and as you can see there, it even does say Harley Davidson on the side, so I think that's pretty neat too.
Exactly.
Very cool. Now this could arguably be the most popular lot in the
A
sale.
lot of interest. We have a lot of interest in this toy.
It was manufactured by a company called Unique Art, and it's called Witch Riding Goose. It is, like as it says, a tin wind-up toy, but it is in fabulous condition and gorgeous coloring on there. And I just think, it is a unique toy. How many of them have you seen, Ray?
I've seen a number, but not a ton. It's fairly unusual. So I like it. I like the condition, and I refer to it as Cat Lady on Goose.
Okay, I like that variation. That's pretty good. But just a little background info on Unique Art. They were an American company founded in 1916 in Newark, New Jersey. They really didn't score or hit it big, as you could say, until they got the rights to the comic Lil Abner. So they had some famous toys around the 1940s. They dabbled a little bit following that in O-gauge trains, but unfortunately they did lose the battle to Marx in 1950. So they were battling it out for a while there, but Marx did take over. But even with that being said, this company did produce a lot of classic, famous, wind-up toys, and I think we have another one to show you in a little bit too. But
yeah, great toy, so it should be exciting.
And this one, so we've got a demonstration for you, so that's pretty cool. This is lot 167, made by Jay Chain, and it's a little boxer.
Yeah, the sale again, we have these nice tin litho toys. They all came from one collector, so it's a fresh collection. It was up in Wisconsin, way up in Wisconsin. Bree and I went there and picked it up a month ago, or a month and a half ago, I guess.
We did.
And they're beautiful condition. So all these tin litho toys, one collection, and you won't be disappointed with the condition. They're very, very nice, and they all essentially work. If they don't, they'll be listed in the catalog.
Yes, that is for sure. So that one, we got a little clown there. He's still going. He's got a lot of energy. And we also have, this is lot 176, also made by Jay Chain, and they are handstand clown toys.
They're very popular toys. You see them all over. But they're difficult to find now, especially in this kind of condition. They also made like a seal that did this. They made a number, but these are the two clowns.
They did. And then just a little side fact about that company. It was founded by Julius Chain and a loft in New York City. And their earliest production was a line for Cracker Jacks.
Oh, that's interesting. Hey, didn't you tell me, Bree Elser, that you found out that Mr. Chain, he died in a horse accident in Central Park?
Yes, that is true.
Gotta be careful when you're riding those horses in Central Park.
Fluke accident. And this one also was made by them. So this is the same one. Lot 176. As you can see, look how cute that little monkey
He
is
looks
there.
very excited to be taking a picture there. I don't know.
Strike a pose, Ray. So we've got him. And then this lot actually comes with two. So it also comes with this bear. And but also once again, gorgeous condition, working order, and they're great classic toys for what they are, and I think they'd be a great addition to any collection. Look at his tail moving over there.
I know, he's very excited. There's another excited one here.
There's another one. So this one was made by Unique Art, and he is Bombo the monkey.
Bombo.
Look at him flipping on that tree. He's on that palm tree.
He's gonna want a banana.
I know, I'm sure. right. So, and that, just for reference, he's about 10 inches tall. So he's a little bigger than he looks there. Oh, that's so beautiful.
Isn't that pretty? Xylitone. Made by Wolverine. This toy actually was one of the very first lithotrap toys that I ever bought. I bought it at a flea market. It's actually made in Pittsburgh. So that's what's so interesting about it. And this has I believe this one has the original box, and it has a number of discs. So on it, there's these round discs, sort of like what you'd see on a music player. You can switch them out and it'll play different songs. So this one actually plays very well.
I know. I'm not sure what song this is. Do you know? I know. We're gonna have to look that one up.
Let's Shazam it. Let's give it a Shazam.
I don't know. But yeah, I think this is just it's a charming toy. I think it's great. And I mean, for it to be working this well is really crazy.
Well. A lot of times the wire will get bent and he won't strike each note clean, but it sounds pretty good to me.
Yep. So like Ray said, he does come with his original box. There is a small condition issue with the box, but overall, I mean, it is a really nice box.
Yeah.
That's our Xylitone. We also have some really great Tootsie toys in this auction in their original boxes, which you typically don't see.
You don't see the
very
boxes
often.
too often. So I think we have about 5 or 6 box sets that it should do well. Complete, again, from one owner. I think it will be some of the highlights of the sale.
Yeah, I think so too. And as for these, as you can see, we've got trucks and planes. We've got a 7-piece set and a 10-piece set here. Just a little background info on Tootsie Toys. They were best known for their die-cast toy cars and other vehicles, but also, they made metal prizes for Cracker Jack boxes, which I thought was very interesting, and they cast pieces for the game Monopoly, as well as some dollhouse furniture. So even though you think Tootsie Toy and you think vehicles and planes, they also did some other things as well. But that is everything that we had to show you today for the Cyber Toy auction. Once again, it starts this Saturday, June 29th at 10 a.m. And now it's time for some soldiers.
Yeah, after you finish with Cyber, you wake up the next morning and it's time to go soldiering.
On the battlefield, let's go. So we've got lot 597, and these have been very popular recently. This is a Bill O'Brien special paint, also perfect for the 4th of July.
Yeah, very patriotic. Bill would convert figures. We've talked about him, had a number of them on the show before, but I thought this was very nice, mounted with a flag, appropriate for this coming week.
I agree. I think it's a great lot. Next, we've got lot 358.
Another appropriate one, the Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts. Now these are they're made of paper, and in this set there are 44 pieces. So it's a fairly large set, and they're on little wooden bases.
Yeah, so they would stand up. A lot of times we refer to these as knockdowns, so you could sort of stand them up, and they were something that typically kids would throw projectiles at or shoot with BB guns. So it's unusual to find them in good condition. This is a complete set. I've had Company A and Company B. I've never had any C's or D's, but I do believe those are out there. It's a nice set, very colorful. The paper figures, they tend not to be terribly expensive.
I agree. It's a nice set. Okay, now next we've got lot 376, and this is a Tipco tank.
Yeah, again, just sort of showing that we do have a number of tin plate vehicles in this. We also have some composition figures, so you should check out the catalog because a lot of those fields are represented and some very nice items like this tank.
Yes, I believe in this sale we have over 600 lots, and there's a wide variety of manufacturers for everyone.
Yeah, sort of along the same lines. This is a lineal field gun with the crew. Usually don't see it with the crew too often. Nice condition in the camouflage. It would also come in olive drab. But great gun. Again, not a lot of tin plate and not a lot of composition, but what we have in this sale is pretty darn nice.
Yep, and that gun measures 13.5 inches long, so just to give you the size of scale. And next, we've got this gorgeous Lucot set. I love Lucot boxes. They're some of the
Great
best.
graphics, great figures. Fairly early set for Lucot. I think it's the only Lucot set in the whole sale. So if you like Lucot, you might be able to sneak this one up because maybe a lot of the Lucot collectors aren't looking.
I don't know, Ray. You might have spoke too soon with that one.
That's
But we'll
part of my
see.
job.
So next we've got lot 46, and this is a nostalgia set, and it's a band.
Yeah, Nostalgia out of England. Seamus Wade, he was the distributor of these. They made over 100 sets. This is just a nice band that goes with the Delhi Durbar. We have a little bit of Delhi Durbar stuff in this sale, so if you like that procession, you can surely add.
Yes. And this is lot 169, and this one is very interesting. It was made by a company called PNF. They were in Australia. The modeler's name is Greg Shepard, and the company was established in 1992. So we would consider these modern toy soldiers, but they've been cast very well, and they were cast in pewter.
Yeah, so that's one of the things. They're pewter made, so there's a little bit more detailing. It's a beautiful looking band. We've had a lot of interest in it. But frankly, Bree, we've never had one of these this manufacturer in our sales before. So don't really know what it's going to go for, but, it's Royal Marine, 62 pieces. I mean, it's going to be a very, very well sought after set.
I agree. We put this on our Facebook page, and I think there was a lot of interest in it. And also another side fact is that PNF makes chess sets as well. So they make soldiers and chess sets. And next, we've got a Bojest elephant. Look at that. I mean, it just pops off the screen. I think the colors speak for themselves on this one. But we have a couple of these in the sale, and they're always very popular. I think they're a great addition.
Yeah, part of the Delhi Durbar, you can add to it. Bojest out of Argentina. And our last broadcast, I wasn't quite sure if they were still in operation or not, but we were notified by one of our many watchers that they're definitely still in operation. They're still producing figures out of Argentina. So I wanted to correct myself there.
Okay. Stand corrected.
I love this little set.
This is
I think
a
this
great
is cool.
set. Made by Crescent, very rare. The Dial 999 Cops and Robbers.
Yeah, really great figures. Policeman with his K9 unit. And then there's another figure where the dog's actually attacking the robber. Great little car. I've never had any of these, so very, very unusual.
I mean, I could pretty much hear the siren from here. Coming from the back of that car. Look how big it is. It's pretty much as big as they are. But it's in great condition, and I just think it's a great set. Great set. Okay, next we've got some plastic figures in this sale. This is lot 272, and it is a complete set. So there are 10 figures in this set.
Yeah. Again, we don't get too much of the Britain's Limited plastic, but we're trying to. So this is a rare set. Hopefully it's going to do well, and hopefully we'll have a lot more to offer in the future.
I agree. And last but not least, we have this lot 433, the Britain's U.S. monoplane.
Yeah, it's set number, I think, 435. That's what makes it confusing.
Yes.
So it's lot 433, but set number 435.
We did that.
U.S. monoplane, has nice rondelles, the decals on the side signifying it being a U.S. colors. One of the rarer of the monoplanes, probably the rarest of the round wing monoplanes for sure. We've had a number of them, but this one's great condition. It doesn't have the box, so it's going to keep the price down a little. If this was boxed, the price could really jump up there. But this one probably will be selling around $1,000, whereas a box one, usually they're pretty close to $3,000. Okay. So one of the better things there.
I agree. And we flew through that.
We flew.
But thank you for watching us today. If you have any questions, Ray and I will be in the office tomorrow and Friday and all through the weekend. So we're happy to take bids, and we're really looking forward to the auction. So we hope you are too. Definitely jump on Live Auctioneers and search for both of the Cybertoy catalog and the Soldier catalog. And our following this weekend, our next Soldier auction is going to be held in September. So be on the lookout for that. And our next Cybertoy auction will be held in October. So the dates are to be announced for those, but those are what's coming, and I'm sure they'll be here before we know it.
That's for sure.
But we hope that you have a fantastic summer, and as always, happy collecting.
Happy collecting, everyone. Enjoy the summer.
I know.
Put my hat on. I'm gonna hit that
Think it's-
golf course.
I think it's time for us to sign off for today.
Bye, everyone. Have fun this weekend.